What's up, YouTube? I'm back with another one, you know what I'm saying? You know, we dropping back to back to back heat, bro. I swear, man, we on this grind. I'm back, you know what I'm saying? I'm not stopping no more. Today we gonna react to, I ain't gonna lie, I was scrolling through, right, for the feed, and I was just looking on the For You, and I saw this, I was like, yo. So this is like a blind reaction. I ain't reacted to this video, I ain't seen this video at all. So let's get into it, you feel me? Like, comment, subscribe, what you want to see next, you know what I'm saying? Share the video to your friends, let them know. Let's get into it.
Viewer discretion is advised.
In the middle of multi-million-dollar condos in Chicago's North Side, there's a war raging that has claimed nearly 20 lives in the last 10 years.
That's bad.
This destructive feud has claimed lives in crazy ways, like one particular murder in 2018, but more on that later in the video. Many people might not know this, but Polo G reps a gang called 1300. Their beef with OTE is one of the oldest in the city. So old, in fact, the current active members don't even know how it began, which is wild. The two gangs occupy two infamous projects, which because of gentrification are surrounded by some of the most expensive property in Chicago. Cabrini Greens is home to OTE, while 1300 reside in the Marshall Field Gardens. Cabrini Greens is one of the oldest and most dangerous hoods in Chicago. The original high-rise red brick buildings were built all the way back in the 50s. Polo G and Finer Things references how long the two gangs...
I just read what he said. Them buildings, bro. You know how long this beef been going there? Bro, that's a wild thing about it. I'm just saying, think about it.
Gangs have been at war
By
saying they've basically been into it since those apartments were built.
For generations, bitch, my side of town been drilling. We've been at war ever since the red buildings.
Before O Block, Cabrini Greens was definitely the most famous block in the Windy City, with multiple documentaries being made about it. Residents in the 90s described snipers placed on rooftops, and shootings were a daily occurrence.
Alright, so if we gotta go outside and I see a sniper on the roof, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That is so crazy. But like, the thing is this is a real life. Like, these people live this life. Like, could you imagine, right? You're going outside, right? You're a 16, 17-year-old kid going outside. You gotta go to school. But you have to worry about a sniper like 500 yards that way on top of a building? Wow, that's just crazy to me, bro. I don't know why. It's just so crazy.
Most of the
comment down what y'all
buildings
think about
were
the
knocked down
snipers
in
on the
early
roofs,
2000s
because
to
that
try to lower
just
the violence there. But what remains is
That's
still a
crazy.
breeding ground for gangster disciples that rep the set, OTE, or only the end. 1300's territory, and where Polo grew up, is Marshall Field Gardens, another project that is only 5 minutes away from Cabrini Greens. For this video, I'll only be looking at murders that took place in the last 10 years. This is because it's nearly impossible to accurately discuss deaths from 25 years ago. Now it's time to get into the first murder. The first death in the more recent part of the feud is that of Thana from 1300 in 2013. Thana was walking just down the road from Marshall Field Apartments with his friend to get diapers for his son. Sadly, he was spotted by OTE members. They began firing at Thana, and he was struck multiple times. His friend was hit once in the head and miraculously survived, but Thana wasn't so lucky.
He was walking down the road to get some diapers for his son. Walking down the sidewalk with some diapers, probably like that is what I'm assuming, and you get shot and killed. That's sad, man. May he rest in peace.
wouldn't take long for 1300 to get their get back. A couple months after Thana's death, 50 from OTE was killed. It's rumored 50 and a 1300 member were messing with the same girl. Allegedly, this is what led to his death. At 4 a.m., 50 was out in Cabrini Greens when someone from 1300 walked up on him. The 1300 member then opened fire, killing 50 and wounding a friend that was with him. Tim Tim, or Gucci, was a very popular member of 1300. He was actually a very gifted gymnast and a member of the Jesse White Tumblers. In 2014, Tim Tim allegedly caught and beat up an OTE member named Q Ball. Not long after Tim Tim was walking down the street in 1300 territory when Q Ball began following him on a bike. When he got up close, Q Ball shot and killed Tim Tim. This was a very big loss for 1300 as he was so well liked. After his death, 1300 began going by Tim Tim Gang. He was also Polo G's best friend, and the G in Polo's name also stands for Gucci.
Love Polo coming up. Always used to tell my mama go grab that. And then the G stand for Gucci. That's for my friend who passed away.
Oh, that's cold now.
Because Tim Tim was such a popular member of 1300, he gets dissed more than any other member of the gang.
It get tragic, Tim Tim try out for Jesse White from the red up on bikes when his ass doing backflip. Y'all crank cars.
Still smoking Thrax, see Gucci pack. He was a goof for flipping on match. Ayy, was cold or something. Smoke see Gucci La Soul or something. I beat a nigga ass like he stole something from me.
That's I'm finna blast it. Came up that Gucci, hit it twice, and then I pass it.
If you're enjoying,
Man, that's man. So these videos, bro, they just be leaving me like I'll be wanting to talk, but I just don't know what to say. Right? I just be speechless, bro. It's like after you hear what actually is like going on, bro, you be like, wow, that is like so serious, bro. And it's just like, well, dang. And it's so sad, man. Like,
if you're enjoying the video so far, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss my next videos. I'm going crazy in 2024, trying to make it.
But if y'all guys like these videos, man, I need y'all to stick with me. I need y'all to share. I need y'all to like. I need y'all to comment to what to react to. Because the more y'all comment, the more y'all just like share the video and comment what y'all like. I'm trying to get my name out there, you know what I'm saying? We can do this with the Bread Gang. Remember, we are the Bread Gang. We Bread Gang. We make that paper. Alright, let's get that money.
Make as many videos as possible. So if you're watching and you're not subscribed, sub right now. It's free and you can always...
Alright, bro. Alright.
Killer was a big member of 1300. At 3:15 a.m., Killer was driving on the 400 block of West Evergreen Avenue. Suddenly, he began to get shot at by OTE affiliates in a nearby car. Killer was hit multiple times and crashed his car. He was sadly pronounced dead in Northwestern Memorial Hospital. 3 OTE affiliates ended up getting charged with the murder. 1300 began calling themselves Killer Mob after his death.
I'm from Evergreen, where hustlers post on corners like a sign. Kill a mob full of shooters, nigga, we ain't dropping dimes.
3 friends of an older 1300 member were sitting in a car outside Mr. Giros restaurant on 109 West Division Street. As they were talking, they were approached by Trap from OTE with 5 other guys. Trap and his friends walked up and tried to rob them. The 1300 member was in the restaurant, but when he saw what was happening, came rushing out. He confronted the robbers before he reached into the car's glove compartment and pulled out a handgun. He then opened fire on the robbers, killing Trap. Edward and Edwin Bryan were a set of twins and members of 1300. The pair went by Ed and Lil Bit. They were very well liked by the younger generation of the gang. In the early hours of October 30th, the twins were walking along 1300's block. Unfortunately, that night, OTE members were out looking for 1300 members. A dark vehicle came speeding up and someone inside began shooting. Both twins were struck and killed. This murder is particularly tragic because Ed was an incredibly gifted basketball player. Polo G said the hood thought he was going to make it to the NBA. Polo G also often references the twins in songs.
Fast, I ain't had time to heal. Ed was gonna make it on that court, but he died in the field.
Yo.
He made the news, he supposed to be on ESPN. Came and left the same day. RIP to the twins. Doctors know how my brothers was coming. Ball like I'm Ed and I'm shooting like Lil Bit, and I'm just gonna do it like Dirt when I'm stunned.
Ed, an OTE member, was driving in Chicago when he got spotted by some 1,300 members. The 1,300 guys began following him.
All I say is this video is crazy, bro. Yo, this is wow. This video is crazy.
Ed pulled to a stop at red lights, and 1,300 members in a sedan pulled in behind him. One of the guys in the sedan hopped out, walked up to Head's SUV, and shot him in the head through the window.
Yeah, but he was shooting back, he checked from off a leg shot. But I know we seen the traffic caught a headshot. You know a nigga.
Now, the murder of O-Dog from OTE is the insane murder I was referencing at the start of the video. There are very few details on this case, but in 2018, O-Dog left his house at 10 p.m. Not long after the 18-year-old got kidnapped and killed by 1,300 members. His body was never found. Just before 6 a.m. near the Shell station on the 1600 block of North Sedgwick Tay & Co., two 1,300 members were driving in a red Buick. OTE members spotted them and drove up beside them in an SUV. While the two cars were driving, an OTE member opened fire on the Buick. Both Tay and Co. were shot before their car crashed. The two men were sadly pronounced dead. Lil Puda was a 15-year-old 1,300 member. Puda, along with a 16-year-old friend, were walking through an alley off West Superior Street just after COVID restrictions were lifted. The pair suddenly began to get shot at by an OTE member. They were both hit, and sadly, Lil Puda died. 2021 was an extremely bloody year for the feud, mainly because of the murder of B-Money. B-Money was Polo G's best friend. He spent most of his time out of Chicago with Polo. But in August 2021, he came back to 13.
You know, I just referencing back, you know, to that last one. 15 years old. You know, it's so sad that you're 15 years old. You're not even a grown, or my fault, you're not even a legal adult in the United States. You're not an adult. You're 15, so you're still considered a minor in the United States, right? That is so crazy. When I hear that 15 and 16-year-olds die due to gang violence, that brings like a serious, like it's a serious note, because that means, you know, the gangs and everything, it's more, you know, you can get into them easily, or you can do everything easier now, you know what I'm saying? It's not as hard. So it's just like, man, you know, imagine their mom has to grieve with that for the rest of her life, knowing that her 15-year-old son died to street violence. You know, that is very sad.
1300's block to celebrate his own and Tim Tim's birthday with the guys. In the middle of the day, he was sitting on a porch on the 3500 block of West 5th Avenue. Unfortunately, OTE guys got the drop on him. They drove to his location, hopped out, and began shooting. B-Money immediately started shooting back. He was hit in the leg, and his attackers began to flee. This leg shot would end up killing B-Money just 2 days after his 20th birthday. Because B-Money was another very popular guy on the block, get back for him would be quick.
Facing with no mask. B-Money died, but he was
Like, another thing is, people can't sit on their front porch without, you know, having to worry about, you know, a gang running up on them. or some kind of something with violence. You know, you can't sit outside anymore. You know, this world is just, you know what I mean, it's just bad, man.
Shooting back, he checked from off a leg shot, but I
Nice. Advertisement. Dude, these things are so aggravating. Oh, I swear, man. And
But I have a really hard time putting melody to that. But lucky for me,
alright, cool. Let's get back to the video. No.
After B Money died, 1,300 were looking for revenge. Spaz, an affiliate of OTE, had been dissing B Money crazy. Only hours after his death, he hit the studio and recorded a song dissing him.
shoot this motherfucking 50. B Money with God, 1,300 great yard.
4 days after B Money's death, Spaz was driving when a car full of 1,300 members pulled up beside him. Some of the 1,300 guys then began shooting, killing Spaz. As you can imagine, 1,300 went crazy with the dissing after Spaz died. Kappa was more get back for B Money. She was a 16-year-old OTE member.
Another
In October of
minor.
2021, she was out partying.
It's crazy.
Sadly, someone dropped her location to 1,300 members. They went to the location and waited for her to come out. Once she got in the car she was traveling in, the 1,300 members boxed her car in and killed her. OTE got back only 2 weeks later, though. Turtle, an older 1,300 member with 3 kids, got set up by OTE. Turtle thought he was meeting a girl, but instead, OTE guys were waiting for him. They began to shoot him, and Turtle ran. But he was struck. Once he hit the floor, they ran up after him and shot him in the face. Sav, an OTE member, was sliding on 1300's block. Someone told the police he had upped a gun on them, and so the police tracked him down. They pursued him on foot while trying to tase him. In police footage, Sav can be seen jogging away. It's unclear in the footage, but according to CPD, Sav then fired at them before they shot and killed him. 1,300 got the drop on where Turbo, an OTE member, worked. As he clocked out, a car full of 1,300 members were waiting. 3 of them, including a dude named Fat Fat, hopped out and began shooting Turbo. Turbo shot back, but was hit and killed. Crazily, Turbo's shots hit Fat Fat. Fat Fat was able to get back in the car, and the 1,300 guys drove him to the hospital. Sadly, he died there too. This double homicide is the last death in the feud to date. It's sad to see all this poverty-based death when these hoods are surrounded by such riches. Riches that could help these guys further their education and lives,
Yes.
lifting them out of this cycle of violence.
Exactly.
Rest in peace to everyone mentioned who has died.
Yes.
As always,
Very much.
there are no
Rest
winners
in
in these
peace.
feuds. Thanks.
Rest in peace to everybody who was announced in this video. Sorry for your loss, but I 100% agree with dude. You know, there's like, you know, a lot of riches around the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? You know, people like, you know, just go to college, man. Get a degree, go, you know. I mean, that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? If you like, you know, drop a like, subscribe, drop a comment. Let me know what y'all want to see next. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'll see y'all in the next one.